Hello friends, in today's lesson we're gonna add functionality that when in a purchase order line is deleted, we're gonna see a message on the log notes. For example, I'm gonna make a brand new purchase order and I'm gonna select a vendor. Let's select Deco Attic and I'm gonna save it. And on the purchase order line right here, we're gonna add a product. I'm gonna pick large desk and I'm gonna give it a quantity of 11. I'm gonna save it. And when we delete this purchase order line, we're gonna see a new message on the log note right here. And this is gonna be the functionality that we're gonna make with our new module. So let's go ahead and delete this purchase order line. And I'm gonna save it right here. And we should see a message on the log notes. So this is our custom message that we just added. Purchase order line with product, large desk, and quantity 11.0 has been deleted. This is our new functionality. And we're gonna make a new module that does this using the unlink method and the message post method. So to do this, we're gonna build a new module, but we don't wanna type the whole thing, so I made this template right here. So I'm just gonna copy that and I'm gonna put it on my local add-ons folder, and I'm gonna rename the module PO message. It has to have an underscore. And I'm gonna go to Visual Studio and see my new module here. And for this, we're gonna need our module to depend on the purchase module. So we're gonna add that here. And we'll put in the name, we could use PO underscore message and save it. And then we're gonna go to the models folder, and since we're gonna be dealing with the purchase order line model, we need this file to have a name. So purchase order line, and also here for the name of the class, purchase order line. And we need to inherit also from purchase order line. So to do this, we're gonna override from the unlink method. So we use def and unlink. And we're gonna write a for loop that's gonna go through all the purchase order lines. And for each purchase order line, we're gonna check if that purchase order line is attached to a particular purchase order. And the purchase order line model has a field called order underscore ID that has the value of a purchase order. So if the purchase order line references a purchase order, and then we want the purchase order record, so we're gonna declare a variable that holds the purchase order record. And we're gonna use the browse function to look in the purchase order model for the particular purchase order. And browse takes an ID, so we give it the ID of the purchase order. Then we use ID. And now that we have the purchase order record, we can use the message underscore post function to write in the log notes. And then we use the message post. And there's a body parameter, so we give it a value, and we're gonna use parentheses because we're gonna use a string that's gonna go through multiple lines. And then we're gonna write our string. And just go to the next line, and then we're gonna get the name of the product in the purchase order line. So write this, use the concatenation operator, add another string, maybe I need to give it a space here. And use the operator again. And the quantity is, I think it's an integer, the product quantity. And we need to turn it to a string, so we're gonna use the str function. Use the concatenation operator again, and just finish our string. And since we overrode the function, we need to go super because if we don't, this function is gonna get called and all of the execution is gonna stop here, and there's more execution that maybe needs to happen. And to continue that execution, we need to call super, and we need to return that too. And use the name of the class, purchase order line, use self, and then unlink. And let me check if I see any errors. I think I don't see any errors. And I'm gonna start the service. So I made a new database called video PO message, and I installed the purchase module. So we're gonna go to apps and update apps list. Click update, and let's see if our module appears. And let's see if we get any errors. Yeah, like on the init file, it needed to be purchase order line. Okay, let's save it. Stop the service. And start it again. PO message. And let's see. Okay, that's good. Let's go to the purchase application and just start like a new purchase order. And just pick a vendor. I'll save it. And we don't see anything on the log notes. So I'm just gonna add a product storage box and just give it a quantity of 7, and I'm gonna save it. And we don't see anything now, so I'm just gonna delete it, and I'm gonna save. and we see the message right here, purchase order line with product, storage box, and quantity 7.0 has been deleted. There you go. And the quantity was a float. Yeah, float. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a nice day.